Good morning and welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I am Razzle11 and you can find me on Twitter at Razzle11Grinds. Going to take a look at the pitching for today, the 22nd of July. It is Saturday. We have an interesting split among the games. Take a look at the 5-game afternoon slate and the 6-game main slate, I believe it is referred to, or early slate. I think there's a 3-game earlier slate on DK, but and I know both sites like to mess with us and they never really match up, but we'll dig in based on DraftKings. First look at weather. Everything looks extremely fine, like zero rain, light winds blowing out in most places, Wrigley blowing out to center, uh, decent hitting environments, not super warm temps, mostly in the 70s, so uh, nothing to worry about from the weather standpoint. So let's dig in. Kevin Gausman, a minus 135 favorite against Logan Gilbert. Definitely interested in both guys. Obviously, prefer Gausman. Massive K upside anytime he takes the mound. And then taking on Seattle, which is the number 2 K team in all of baseball. Gausman has not thrown since the 8th, so we're looking at 2 weeks ago. He obviously had a side issue, but I would expect he's fine. Didn't even go on the IL. So his upside is just extremely strong. In that same matchup, Logan Gilbert has been throwing the ball pretty well. Toronto hasn't been overly impressive of late. They obviously took the L yesterday. So I think Gilbert is a sneaky option here. It's not somebody I'm going to prioritize by any means, but we just saw Bryce Miller shut them down and strike out 6 and 5 and a third. So he is certainly an option. McClanahan looked pretty solid in his first start back from the IL with a back issue. No problem going with him. He's a minus 178 favorite, so a larger favorite than Gaussman. Both games have a similar run total at 7.5. So, the one issue here is 69 pitches. Obviously, we should see him bounce back up into the 80s, but that makes 3 straight starts now of 60 pitches in the 60s. So maybe they baby him a little bit more and maybe he only goes 75 pitches. I'm not really sure. I don't know that we're going to get information like that ahead of time, but it's one thing to pay attention to. Max Scherzer has been pretty bad on the road. Not overly excited about this spot. Boston is a minus 125 favorite. Some walks. Ks are decent. 22 plus DK points in 5 of 6 starts. So, I mean, he obviously has the upside. Even when he allowed 4 runs to Arizona, still put up 23.3 DK points. We get him at a discount compared to what we've been getting him for. So, based on the short slate, we probably have to consider him and include him in our pool, most likely. Paxton was not sharp in his last start. Got a couple of extra days of rest. The Mets offense is not overly dangerous right now. So I am willing to go to Paxton as the favorite in this game. His K numbers have come down the last couple of starts. So there's some worry there, but he's flashing pretty solid upside. So I don't have a problem trusting him in our builds. It kind of looks like we're just going to go to the top. Because a lot of these guys down here, I just not really a huge fan of. Matchup reasoning, I guess. Bobby Miller, I like the kid's upside. Has some strikeout ability, but do I really want to take a rookie pitcher in Texas against that Texas lineup? No, not really. Grayson Rodriguez, big time upside, came into the season as the number 1 pitching prospect in baseball. looked sharp last game and then just kind of fell apart. I know Tampa Bay's been struggling some. So maybe some people are going to take some flyers with Grayson Rodriguez. I'm not sure I'm going to get there. I have to kind of see how builds go together, but right now I think I'm planning on staying right at the top. Dane Dunning, not going to use him against the Dodgers, even though he's been pretty solid. Uh, Williamson, not really. Coming off a pretty nice start, minus that he didn't pick up any Ks or anything. I'm not really interested in using pitching against Arizona unless I have to. So, uh, to me, this early slate is just kind of clear cut at the top, and try to make our stacks fit around them. Getting to the 6 game main slate here, Logan Webb, I obviously prefer him at home, but he absolutely dominated Washington the first time he faced him. Has been phenomenal over his last few starts. Lots of strikeouts. Washington doesn't strike out a ton, but they did strike out 7 times against him in the first meeting. So I'm very interested there. He's a minus 195 favorite. Zach Wheeler going into Cleveland as a minus 125 favorite. Real nice thing is the home run ball. I mean, one every 17 innings on the road. That's pretty impressive. K numbers are stronger on the road. Walks are down. Uh, and I'm not afraid of this Cleveland squad. Yes, they don't strike out a ton overall, but they also just don't offer a ton of power. So Zach Wheeler for under 10K is very intriguing to me. Sonny Gray, a minus 140 favorite against the White Sox and Dylan Cease. Shut down the White Sox first time he faced them. His overall numbers are stronger at home. Hasn't looked good the last couple starts. Walks are up, strikeouts are down, just allowing runs, making mistakes because he's not like he's allowing a ton of hits. It's just they're all coming together along with the walks. So he's a volatile one. To definitely put him behind the top two, and I'm probably going to put him behind Javier and Cease most likely. But he will be in my pitcher pool as of now, just because the White Sox do strike out plenty, and they have, I believe, the major's worst chase rate, uh, which can obviously lead to some easy strikeouts. Javier, a minus 190 road favorite, was solid against Oakland the first time. He has not been great on the road. Uh, hasn't been super sharp over his last few starts. There are some worries there because he just doesn't look like the same guy as last year. Uh, but it still is a great matchup. He still is a strong favorite. So I have to be interested. I think he would be number 4 of these top 5 guys for me on this slate. Dylan Cease probably going to fall in at number 3. Has struggled against Minnesota, but the strikeouts are there. Strikeouts are the key in this matchup. Uh, I mean, he does have volatility this year, a little more than we would have expected, but Minnesota does lead baseball in Ks, or K rate, I should say. So Cease is going to be one of my favorite options. I know Lance Lynn burned me yesterday, but uh, we move on to today, and Cease is a better pitcher than Lance Lynn, so I will be utilizing him. Tanner Bibby at home, much stronger, been really solid of late. I do worry about this Philadelphia offense. The left-handers can hit. So right now, I would have Bibby in. Obviously he's a underdog to Zach Wheeler, but the game total is just 8, so I think he's definitely viable. Reed Detmer's definitely viable. Pittsburgh got to Ohtani a bit. Detmers hasn't been sharp the last couple, but when he does get it going again, because he was going through a stretch of really strong performances, 8+ Ks, just dominant starts, 28.5, 31, 30. Those are some big time starts at 7,500. I'm very interested in him for GPP purposes. He's a minus 190 favorite. Game total is 9.5, which is a bit shocking. for the two teams. So, uh, other guy I'm considering, but I might not get there, Josiah Gray, was solid against San Francisco. More walks than strikeouts, though. That's worrisome. Hasn't been great the last couple of starts. Has not been good at home. So there's a lot of worries there that I just don't think I'm going to go there because I much prefer Detmers for just 600 more. Alan Winans, I do not know much about him. I will be honest. AAA numbers look good. Maybe he's an option for us. He's one we have to dig into his starts just to see how many innings he's probably going. 5 or 6. Milwaukee's offense really weak overall. Just has to avoid a couple guys at the top. So maybe there's a play there. I don't know. He is a minus 145 favorite. Total is at 9.5 though. Uh, so that's one we'll play the wait and see and kind of dig in as the day goes on. But that's really it for pitching. If you enjoy what I bring to you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, get in the alert every time we drop videos at DFS Army. And if you want to join us, get access to our coaches, tools, Discord, I will put links in the description below. You can use promo code RAZ, R-A-Z, for 10% off, or SUMMER50 for 50% off your first month. And as always, best of luck, everybody.